Content warning. The following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to the hit list. You can't escape. Your face on the news. Don't mess with fate. Locked up in prison, wood chipper running hot. Police on a mission, hope you don't get caught. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the light. Lies and deception, caught in the storm. Future in question, nowhere left to run. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the light. The choices you made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay. Lies and deception, caught in the storm. Future in question, nowhere left to run. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the light. The choices you made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay. Oh yeah, no, no, yeah, yeah. The choices you made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay.
Just when you thought you could turn your back and walk away, the dark cloud of human indignity follows you. You had no choice but to turn and look it in the eye. It's the sex offender hit list.
We do begin tonight with a Central Dauphin middle school teacher and wrestling coach who's been arrested on sexual assault and child pornography charges. Police say 32-year-old Alexander Swigert of Camp Hill exchanged inappropriate images with a 16-year-old and another minor. According to the affidavit, he also had sex with an 18-year-old student. All of this allegedly happened over 4 months between May and September. Swigert is in the Dauphin County Prison tonight, not able to post bail. We reached out to the Central Dauphin School District but have not heard back.
Breaking news. Breaking at 5, an assistant football coach is behind bars. St. James Parish deputies just arrested Dwayne Thomasy. He is accused on several charges for inappropriate behavior with a juvenile and sexual battery. He was an assistant coach at Letcher High School. His bond is set at $5,000.
Well, a Vancouver teacher arrested on Friday was in court today, accused of sexual misconduct with a minor. That teacher has been on leave since last month, according to the district. Devin Haskins was there for the first court appearance and joins us live from Vancouver. And Devin, what are we learning about this?
Well, this arrest stems from an alleged sexual relationship between a 16-year-old former student and Shadrian Gatson, a teacher at Hudson's Bay High School who's now on leave. Now, we also learned in court today that Gatson had been given several warnings about his behavior as early as 2009. Gatson is an English teacher listed on the Hudson's Bay High School's website. According to court documents, this specific case started as what police described as a consensual relationship between the two after Gatson gave the victim detention. The sexual acts allegedly happened at both his home and at the school. The documents also say that in 2013, a custodian walked in on the two having sex in the school's band room. The documents say that encounter was reported to school staff, but the two denied it, and Gatson, according to court documents, received a disciplinary letter in his file. Police say the victim came forward because of ongoing emotional trauma. And in court today, prosecutors said there may be another allegation involving a student in 2024.
The defendant had received letters of admonishment in 2017 for failing to maintain a boundary with two other female students on October 4th of 2017. He also received letters of directions pertaining to interactions with females as early as 2009.
The judge set bail in Gatson's case at $100,000. His lawyer and Gatson's wife were in court. Both declined to comment. Back to you.
All right, Devin, thanks very much.
Teacher and a former teacher at St. Helens High School have been arrested and indicted on sexual abuse charges involving students.
Police say the investigation stemmed from allegations of sexual abuse at St. Helens High School going back for several years. Fox 12's Leslie Dominique is live in St. Helens with the details.
Yes, Pete Riel, one mother tells me that her daughter was in one of the suspects' classes. And although both suspects are detained tonight, she says due to safety concerns, she will not be sending her daughter to school tomorrow. St. Helens High School parents in disbelief tonight.
It just made me sick to my stomach knowing that I put my daughter in the hands of these people that were supposed to be trusted with children.
After a 2-month investigation, St. Helens officers arrested one current and one former St. Helens High School teacher on sexual abuse charges Tuesday. St. Helens PD says the two suspects are 46-year-old Eric Stearns and 64-year-old retired teacher Mark Collins. Stearns is listed on the St. Helens High School website as a music history teacher. April Godden says her daughter was in his class.
We're a little concerned because she's been in close contact with him since the beginning of school, as well as extracurricular activities outside of school.
A detailed indictment for Stearns reveals 8 sexual abuse charges for alleged events stemming from 2015 to 2024. 7 out of 8 of those charges allege that Stearns touched the body parts of underage girls.
I 100% and dread this conversation with my daughter, who is not aware of what's going on.
Mark Collins faces 3 sexual abuse charges from alleged events stemming from 2017 to 2023. The charges allege that Collins touched underage girls and also tried to get a minor to touch him. Godden says she was notified of the arrest from a school email saying in part, quote, at St. Helens High School District, providing a safe, supportive environment for our students and staff is our highest priority.
It was very vague. It didn't release any names. I would have liked it to be put out, hey, we have this teacher, this is his name. He was arrested for these charges.
She also wants to know,
why wasn't this teacher removed 2 months ago when the allegations were known?
As the investigation continues, St. Helens PD says there still could be more victims.
Some people are not as brave to get out, but it does definitely get out there and help protect other students that may have been a victim to this teacher.
And a St. Helens school board meeting is scheduled for tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Several parents are expected to be there looking for answers following today's arrest. Live in St. Helens, Leslie Dominique, Fox 12 Oregon.
A high school teacher in Marion County is in jail after sheriff's deputies say he grabbed a student by the neck. Deputies were told that 50-year-old Fred Anderson Jr. of Lake Weir High grabbed the student in a sexual manner and told her she was lucky she wasn't alone. He reportedly expressed wanting to kiss her. The victim says in a previous incident, Anderson told her he wished he would bring her home and asked if she had cameras. The student's parents asked for charges to be filed.
First at 5, this Marion County math teacher is in jail, accused of putting his hands around a student's throat and saying he wanted to kiss her.
As West 2's Michelle Meredith reports, the student told deputies this was actually not his first or her first encounter.
Fred Anderson, a teacher at Lake Weir High, has traded in his yearbook picture for a new one, a mugshot. This is body cam video of the math teacher on Monday being escorted to the Marion County Jail. The school system says they've had no complaints about Mr. Anderson, but that changed Monday when a student filed a complaint saying she was sitting at her desk last week, noticed Mr. Anderson standing next to her, then he allegedly
grabbed her around the throat, and not in a manner to obstruct her breathing, but according to the victim, it was in a sexually explicit manner.
Because the student says with his hands still around her throat, told her he would kiss me if we weren't in a class full of students.
Made her very uncomfortable, obviously. Reported that to the school staff, who immediately contacted us.
Now, the deputy said in his report he did not think Mr. Anderson was trying to hurt the girl, trying to keep her from breathing. But he said Mr. Anderson could never explain why he allegedly put his hands around her neck in the first place. But allegedly did tell the deputy he grabbed her by the throat jokingly, playfully. The student says this was not the first encounter, that once Anderson said he wished he could bring her home. And for a while, the math teacher has a new home, the Marion County Jail. Covering Marion County in Ocala, Michelle Meredith, West 2 News.
Anderson is on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of the district's investigation.
And a Covington teacher is accused of having inappropriate contact with a student. Covington police say they arrested Christian Turgo on Monday. Investigators say a student at Pineview Middle School reported the incident to the school administration. No other details were given about the incident that led to his arrest, but he faces 1 count of indecent behavior with a juvenile.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Lauren Solik. A Huron middle school teacher is on unpaid leave tonight, accused of sending nude pictures to someone he thought was a 14-year-old girl.
And according to court documents, it wasn't a girl, but a teenage boy who made a fake Snapchat account and was catfishing him. Keloland's Dan Santella joins us now with a closer look at this unusual case. Dan?
Zachary Katarabek stands accused of 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, along with 2 counts of solicitation of a minor. He's scheduled to be in court in January when he'll have to respond to the charges.
For 4 years, Zach Katarabek was trusted to teach students in the Huron School District. But in May, court documents say a 12-year-old girl told a friend the teacher had added her and messaged her on Snapchat, which made her uncomfortable. That friend responded by making a catfish or fake account posing as a 14-year-old girl named Kate. He added Katarabek on the social media app. The two exchanged numerous messages. Court documents say when Kate said she was 14, Katarabek responded, quote, "Oh, so only 4 more years," and a winking face. The documents also say Katarabek made sexual comments and sent photos of his genitalia. When investigators confronted Katarabek, he admitted speaking with the minors on Snapchat and sending them 4 pictures of his penis after Kate told him she was underage. Tonight, Katarabek is still listed as a middle school teacher on the Huron School District's website. However, the school board took unanimous action yesterday on the status of his employment.
To change Zachary Katarabek's leave from, or administrative leave from paid to unpaid. Is there any discussion or comments? Okay, seeing none, we will vote. Those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Dan Santella, Keloland News.
Today I received an emailed statement from Huron School District Superintendent Craig Steinhoff. It says in part, quote, "The Huron School District is communicating with its attorney and is cooperating with law enforcement. All policies, procedures, and laws are being followed." The full statement is included in this report on our website.
The Copperas Cove High School educator arrested in the alleged sexual assault of a child. This is Lawrence Dale Varela Halbert. The district says when it became aware of the allegations in late October, Varela Halbert was immediately removed from campus and placed on administrative leave. They also say they informed police and fully cooperated with the investigation. Police say they determined a sexual relationship happened between the student and Varela Halbert at his home in 2021.
Well, this morning we're learning a Concord charter school teacher and principal are facing charges tied to inappropriate behavior with a child. Back in October, police arrested Concord Lake STEAM Academy teacher Tyler Woods for indecent liberties with a student, among other charges. Later, police arrested the principal, Kendra Woods, for failing to report the crime. Important to note here, although they have the same last name, the teacher and principal are not related. We're told the principal just posted bond yesterday and will appear in court at the end of the year. The teacher posted bond back in October and now faces a list of charges.
About the arrest of an East Texas teacher accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student. Yesterday, Henderson police arrested 35-year-old Catherine Lorraine Pryor. She's accused of not only having an improper relationship with a student, but also possessing child pornography and indecency with a child.
Arrest documents reveal more about what led to the arrest of Catherine Pryor, an agriculture teacher at Henderson High School. The affidavit indicates a Henderson police detective was made aware of the alleged relationship on Tuesday. The detective called the underage student's mom, who said she had gone through her son's phone Monday night, specifically his Instagram account, and found sexually explicit messages had been sent and received by Pryor. It's something the boy confirmed in an interview with authorities. In another interview with Catherine Pryor, she told police she had touched the student inappropriately while driving him home from school and said he had been a student of hers at Henderson High School since the beginning of the school year. In a statement, a Henderson ISD spokesman said the district is cooperating with law enforcement and confirmed that Pryor, who was hired in 2019, submitted her resignation today.
And Pryor was booked into the Rusk County Jail with bonds totaling $150,000. Jail records indicate she has since been released.
New tonight, it is every parent's nightmare as some truly disturbing allegations have landed a Georgetown elementary school teacher in jail. Here's our Julia Richardson filling us in on all those details and sharing how one parent is handling this concerning development.
Thursday, Horry County deputies arrested McDonald Elementary School teacher Nathan Horsley, a man they claim to have caught with, quote, files of child sexual abuse material. The troubling news has caught some parents off guard and has them reevaluating exactly where they send their kids off to class.
Someone mentioned it to me, don't your daughter go to McDonald Elementary? And I'm like, yeah, why? Did you see this? And I'm like, oh my God.
Amber Morris tells me her daughter McCarley has been attending McDonald Elementary for 4 months now. And while she's surprised to hear of Horsley's arrest, she says there have been red flags in the past. I'm told McCarley would sometimes come home upset, claiming Horsley had said, quote, hateful things to her and her classmates. But that's not the only thing that's left a sour taste in Amber's mouth.
I noticed that she started wearing like baggier clothes. Like she used to wear like just regular clothes, and now she's just like, you know, she just didn't feel comfortable.
Even then, Morris says she never expected this outcome because she trusted the school would vet its staff and be transparent with those it serves. The school district has told us it learned of the criminal investigation into Horsley the night before his arrest. But again, Morris says she didn't find out from any school officials.
I feel like they should, you know, be on top of stuff like this. Why didn't the school reach out to me? Why didn't they send a text, an email, a automated phone call like they do anything else? This is important. We need to know.
Now, Amber says her trust in McDonald Elementary School is shaken, and she's left with some tough decisions to make about her daughter's future.
It makes me want to pull her out and transfer her because, you know, what else are they going to overlook? You know, and I really think that I may have to do that.
Horsley faces up to 50 years in prison if convicted, and the state attorney general's office is set to prosecute his case. Reporting in Control Room, Julia Richardson,
WMBF News.
I confirmed the arrest with an FBI spokesperson and was told there was a court-authorized search before the Wednesday arrest. Quillen is now behind bars with no bond. This is the new mugshot of Bradley Quillen, booked into the Washington County Jail after the FBI arrested him. Quillen was out on bond on state charges when he was taken into custody. A former Rogers student, now preschool teacher and mom, Danielle Darnell, says she received an explicit video via social media from Quillen back in 2021.
I am glad, that he can't bond out and, he's actually going to have to face his consequences.
Quillen is no longer employed at the district. He taught at Kirksey Middle from 2019 to May of this year when he resigned. Rogers Superintendent Jeff Perry told me that when there is any suspicion of something inappropriate like this within the district, the employee is immediately placed on administrative leave. The FBI would not confirm the charges Quillen is facing and is expected to face, and they say the record is sealed until he appears in court. Quillen is due in court early next year on his charges out of Benton County from October. Live in the newsroom, Jacob Murphy, 4029 News.
New at 5, a former Knox County school teacher is charged with using Snapchat to send sexual content to a boy under the age of 13. Kristen Brown is set for arraignment December 6th in Knox County Criminal Court. She is free on bond. A Knox County grand jury returned the 5-count indictment earlier this month against her. Authorities allege the crimes occurred sometime between December of last year and March of this year. Knox County Schools tells 10 News Brown left the district in March.
A former school teacher in Marshalltown is accused of grooming a teenager. Police say Mark Zetka turned himself in back on November 25th. They say he allegedly sent texts to a teenager between June and July. Court records say Zetka asked the teen to meet up, send pictures of themselves, and then told the teen he loved them. Investigators say the victim was a student at Marshalltown High School where Zetka taught. He resigned back in September.
Summit West High School teacher is facing federal charges related to child pornography. 37-year-old Seth Brumman, a math teacher at the high school, was arrested yesterday morning. He's charged with 1 count of distributing child porn over the internet and 1 count of possession. Court documents show he was in possession of the material as recently as Wednesday. Tonight, we are learning new details about these allegations as well as his role at the high school. KCTV5's Joe Hennessy live at the federal courthouse downtown. Joe, what do we know so far?
What we know so far is that, like you said, he was a math teacher. He was also the head coach of the Scholar Bowl team, traveling with the team to Atlanta for the national championships last year, and is now behind bars. The affidavit released today provides a lot of sensitive descriptions of what happened as the students leave school for Christmas break. Court documents reveal allegations stem from acts on the Kick Messenger app. The affidavit states a cyber tip noted the suspect's username, KingBonBon00, was associated with the home email address of Seth Brumman. Once arrested, he admitted to uploading 12 videos of children, all under 12 years old, completely naked and/or performing sexual acts, to group messages on the app. He also admitted to authorities during an interview that he does not get sexual gratification from the content, but knew it was immoral. Several parents of former or currently Summit West students have taken to social media since the arrest, sharing concerns and confusion about him missing finals. Now they know. The Lee Summit School District wrote a statement that they are aware of the federal charges, and there's no evidence at this time that any of their students were involved or harmed. They are cooperating with the federal investigation, and Brumman has been placed on administrative leave following the district's policy. His first appearance in front of a judge here downtown Kansas City was scheduled for Friday afternoon, this afternoon, but it has since been delayed to January of next year. The minimum amount of time he could face for the punishments of these alleged acts, again, could be 5 years. The maximum could be up to 20. Reporting live, Joe Hennessy, KCTV5 News.
Now new this morning, an LAUSD teacher under arrest accused of sexually assaulting one of her students. NBC4's Brittany Hope live in Hancock Park with the allegations and the search for more potential victims. Brittany.
Yeah, hey, Adrian, good morning. So school starts here at John Burroughs Middle School in about 90 minutes. This teacher's name is listed as working here, but at this point, it's not clear if the allegations of what happened here at this school or happened with a student who goes to school here. We also don't know the status of her employment, but we do want to show you this. It's really important this morning. This is a photo of 43-year-old Colleen Jo Madarico, who was arrested yesterday. She lives in Valley Village. LAPD shared this photo because their detectives believe there are more people who have not come forward. They hope releasing the teacher's photo can help them find other victims. Police say Madarico is a teacher and claim she groomed and sexually assaulted a 13-year-old in her classroom. Investigators say she later convinced the team to have sexual intercourse in her vehicle. We are working to confirm if those allegations indeed happened at this middle school and are reaching out to LAUSD and school leadership. A LinkedIn page for Madarico says she has experience as a special education teacher with the district. She is now facing a list of charges from the district attorney. You can see them on your screen. They include 5 counts of lewd acts with a minor, 2 counts of lewd acts with a minor 14 or 15 years old, and 1 count of furnishing marijuana to a minor. Jail records do show she is still in custody this morning. But back out here live, LAPD says they need your help. That's why they released her photo. Again, they want to find any other potential victims in this. So if you or a loved one could have been impacted, if you have any information about this, they want you to give them a call. You can also stay anonymous and give them information through LA Crime Stoppers. Reporting live in Hancock Park, Brittany Hope for Today in LA.
New at 6, an elementary school teacher and author of children's books in Mojave County has been fired after his arrest on child porn charges. On Tuesday, deputies booked 28-year-old Alan Long of Meadview on 4 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. Investigators say they seized a device belonging to him in September that had images of child pornography. Long worked for the Kingman Unified School District. He has since been fired from Surbat Elementary School in Kingman, where he was a 4th grade teacher. He previously taught 2nd grade at Mount Tipton Elementary School in Dolan Springs. In a letter to parents, Surbat Elementary School Principal Russ Skubald said in part, because of Mr. Long's separation from service, the district has already taken action to secure a substitute teacher to minimize the impact on your children's education. It is our understanding that there's an ongoing investigation into the allegations for which Mr. Long has been charged. The district has not been provided with any information to suggest that the allegations of wrongdoing occurred during his time with KUSD. New at 6, an elementary school teacher and author of children's books in Mojave County has been fired after his arrest on child porn charges. On Tuesday, deputies booked 28-year-old Alan Long of Meadview on 4 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. Investigators say they seized a device belonging to him in September that had images of child pornography. Long worked for the Kingman Unified School District. He has since been fired from Surbat Elementary School in Kingman, where he was a 4th grade teacher. He previously taught 2nd grade at Mount Tipton Elementary School in Dolan Springs. In a letter to parents, Surbat Elementary School Principal Russ Skubald said in part, because of Mr. Long's separation from service, the district has already taken action to secure a substitute teacher to minimize the impact on your children's education. It is our understanding that there's an ongoing investigation into the allegations for which Mr. Long has been charged. The district has not been provided with any information to suggest that the allegations of wrongdoing occurred during his time with KUSD.
A former Johnson County Board of Education employee and high school coach is charged with 20 counts of improper sexual conduct with a student. Charles Beal was taken into custody on Saturday in Lawrence County after law enforcement served an arrest warrant. According to the Johnson County Sheriff's Office, the investigation revealed the allegation of the improper sexual conduct with a student began in August and continued for months. The investigation is ongoing. If you have information, call the Johnson County Sheriff's Office at 478-864-4006.
Today we learned an Isle of Wight teacher is charged with 3 felonies, all tied to child pornography. Child crimes investigators say that an IP address connected to Zach Hens uploaded sexually explicit pictures of juvenile boys.
And he's a teacher at Isle of Wight Academy. Alex Littlehills has more on the investigation.
A criminal complaint reveals when arrested by investigators who specifically tracked down internet crimes against children, Isle of Wight Academy teacher Zachary Hines admitted to authorities that he had up to 60 pornographic images on his phone at the time of the arrest. It says it started out as a cyber tip out of Richmond before investigators in Isle of Wight found their suspect, a man who worked across the street.
Like a lot of other law enforcement agencies here in Hampton Roads, has specially trained investigators who work in the field of digital forensics.
According to that criminal complaint, sheriff's deputies tracked down an IP address which had uploaded 3 sexually explicit files of juvenile boys to the social media app Kik. Investigators later connected that IP account to the address of where Isle of Wight Academy teacher Zachary Hines lives. Hines told investigators he had as many as 60 pornographic images on his phone at the time of the arrest, but denies uploading the photos to the app.
Now, I get the concern. I'm a parent myself.
Captain Tommy Potter with the Isle of Wight County Sheriff's Office says none of the images on Hines's phone appear to be county children or students at the academy.
We do not feel like here in Isle of Wight County that Mr. Hines was a hands-on type of offender.
Hines now faces 3 felony charges tied to the possession and distribution of child pornography. Both of Hines's second offenses are considered a Class 5 felony, which carry a jail time of no less than 5 years if found guilty.
And each one of the additional offenses could lead to a higher sentence from the judge. There's different sentencing guidelines.
In Isle of Wight, Alex Littlehales for 13 News Now.
Breaking news right now out of Kannapolis. Now, a principal and a teacher at Concord Lake STEAM Academy are now facing indecent liberties involving a minor and a student. Officers say an investigation was launched last month after they received a complaint regarding the principal, Kendra Brown, and her failure to report a crime. She was arrested and transported to the Mecklenburg County Jail.
School district teacher charged with sexual assault with a minor, leaving her behind bars tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight at 10 o'clock, everyone. I'm Bob Clausen.
And I'm Laura Monteverde. Meredith Hill, who goes by Lindsay, sits in the Polk County Detention Center where she awaits her bond hearing on Friday.
Gary Burton Jr. joining us now live from Pottsville with more on this. You're at the high school there where Hill taught, and there was also a district meeting tonight, not specifically about this, but this was brought up somewhat.
Yeah, well, the first-degree sexual assault with a minor, arrest of 7th grade teacher Meredith Lindsay Hill was not on tonight's agenda. This meeting was about millage extensions, but I was able to speak with parents as they were headed inside about the arrest, and they just say that they can't believe that this happened. Lindsay Hill, a Pottsville 7th grade science teacher and head varsity tennis and softball coach, sits inside a jail cell after being charged with sexual assault with a minor.
This is lasting damage for that student, whether he knows it yet or not.
This is a bad situation for our kids and the families of this school district.
These parents are at Pottsville Junior High for a district meeting to discuss millage extensions, and there, a clear message was made by Superintendent Larry Duggar.
This meeting is solely about the millage extension. We will not discuss, we will not answer any questions regarding anything that's going on personnel in our district.
Superintendent Duggar says Pottsville School District will do the right thing involving Meredith Lindsay Hill. Some parents say the district dropped the ball.
There's been accusations going around for over a year that my child is aware of, and nobody's done anything.
And if the administration knew something about this before and didn't do anything, then I think that there should be some firings going on here.
According to reports, in 2022, there were nearly 350 public educators arrested on child sex-related crimes in the U.S.
I know that they do background checks on these people, but maybe it's time for some psychological evaluations to go along with that. We need to see what's causing this.
Multiple agencies are investigating Hill, including the Arkansas Crimes Against Women and Children Division, who notified Pottsville police on Friday, January 13th. Parents say they had to find out through social media.
That was very frustrating that we aren't privileged to know this, and that they didn't take the courtesy to call the parents and say, we are aware of this, and we're sorry that this has happened on our watch.
And Hill will have her bond hearing on Friday, January 20th via Zoom. Live in Pottsville, I'm Gary Burton Jr., KRK4 News.
School district.
Former Greater Albany public schools teacher was arrested over the weekend on sexual abuse charges. He stopped working for the district 2 years ago, but court documents show that alleged inappropriate conduct with a student extended well into this year. Fox 12's Leslie Dominique is live in Albany and has more tonight.
Yes, Riel, that former coach and teacher is currently in custody at the Lynn County Jail behind me. Now, I've spoken with several residents tonight. While some are not surprised by these charges, others did see it coming.
I was stunned. I was disgusted.
In Albany Monday, a former South Albany high school teacher arraigned on 12 counts of sexual abuse. According to the Greater Albany Public Schools, the man you see on your screen, Deuce Key Loy Foley, was employed at South Albany High from 2018 to 2022. He was a wrestling coach, but former student Haley Robertson remembers him as a math teacher.
I knew him in school. He was a math assistant and then math teacher.
According to legal documents, Foley was the coach or teacher of the alleged victim prior to the sexual encounters mentioned in the counts. The alleged sexual encounters stem from June of 2022 to October of this year. During that time, the victim is a minor.
High school is such a stressful and vulnerable time. You're figuring out who you are, and it's not okay for teachers to be taking advantage of that.
According to GAPS, in June of 2022, the district became aware of, quote, questionable behavior involving Foley. They say Albany Police Department completed a criminal investigation. GAPS says in June of 2022, Foley was placed on administrative leave, and after this, he had no official contact with GAPS students. Foley resigned from his position in December of 2022.
It's disgusting. It's disheartening.
Albany PD says an inappropriate sexual relationship between Foley and a high school student was brought to the attention of a school resource officer on Wednesday. After investigating the allegations, Foley was arrested Friday. As the city of Albany responds to the troubling news, the department believes there may be more victims.
It's hard going through that kind of stuff. I speak from experience, but you need to speak out.
And APD has provided contact information for possible victims, that is, to come forward. We will have that information on our website. Now, Foley's bail is set at $100,000. In Albany, Leslie Dominique, Fox 12 Oregon.
Former teacher is accused of having an improper relationship with a student in Louisville ISD. Grapevine police officers arrested Eleni Simonson, and we've learned the alleged crimes took place in 2022 and 23 while she worked at Kilo High School. The district says that's the only school where Simonson worked, and she resigned in February of last year. Investigators tell us it involved one student and don't believe there are other victims as of now.
And developing now, a piano teacher accused of sexually assaulting a student, and now Santa Monica police are looking for other possible victims. The suspect here, 41-year-old Hovannes Jihanyan, was arrested today in Encino. He is accused of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old student in his car at the student's home and in a studio at the French Conservatory in Beverly Hills. He remains behind bars tonight. Police think there could be other possible victims, and they're asking anyone with any information to call Santa Monica Police.
Florida Christian school teacher faced a judge Saturday after she was arrested on sex crimes against a 14-year-old student. 35-year-old Candace Brown, who you don't see in this video here, was a teacher at Sawgrass Adventist School in Plantation. She turned herself in on Friday. A judge gave her a $40,000 bond in court, but at last check, Brown was still behind bars. Investigators are concerned there could be more victims out there and are asking anyone who knows anything to please call Broward County Crime Stoppers.
New here at 5, detectives believe there could be more victims in connection to the sexual assault arrest of a high school choir teacher. Santa Ana police took her into custody. This is 37-year-old Yesenia Navarro Garcia of Orange. She was arrested last week. They say she was having sex with one of her 17-year-old students, and it had been going on for several months. Garcia has worked for Santa Ana High School for about 5 years as a full-time choir teacher.
A former teacher and choir director in Avon is under arrest for child exploitation. Avon schools confirm Kayvon Emetaz was a teacher from November 2019 to December 2022. He was then a choir and theater director. The district says it's unaware of any allegations involving students. The district fired him as an extracurricular instructor when they learned of the allegations.
You covered the Treasure Coast now. We're learning more about the arrest of a former teacher who was found naked in an elementary school classroom in Port St. Lucie on Thanksgiving. First told you about this last night at 11.
Treasure Coast Bureau reporter Rachel Perry spoke with the police chief about how this was able to happen.
We're told this all happened here at the Windmill Point Elementary School back on Thanksgiving night. Officials were sent here after an alarm went off. They didn't find anything at first until a deputy spotted a man through the window naked inside. From court records, we've learned the man, 34-year-old Joe Urias, was a teacher at Somerset College Preparatory Academy here in Port St. Lucie. Now, when officials got here to Windmill Point, they didn't find any forced entry, but through a window, a deputy spotted Urias naked in a classroom, along with clothes, food, a laptop, sex toys, and marijuana.
Male saw a deputy, quickly got dressed and exited the school. Deputy tried to apprehend him, and at that point, the now clothed, formerly nude male committed battery on that deputy.
Saying Urias punched the deputy in the face. I reached out to administration at Somerset College Preparatory Academy asking if Urias is still employed at the school. They haven't gotten back to me. However, they did post on Facebook saying in part, "We are reaching out to inform you about a matter that recently came to our attention involving allegations unrelated to our school against an individual formerly employed at our school." Going on to say, as part of our commitment to maintaining a safe environment, all prospective employees at our school undergo thorough background checks and screening conducted by the local school district. We do not hire anyone without this clearance. When comments from what seems to be parents began questioning the charter school on their hiring practices, they responded saying the district has changed how they inform the school on background checks, and the school will now know if someone has a record and can decide if they want to hire the person. Chief Leo Nimzik saying, thankfully, no one was there when this happened.
There were no children present. There was nobody inside the school at the time. He was by himself. You know, as to the vulgarity, I think I just don't even want to get into his mind and think about what he was thinking.
The chief tells us Urias appears to be homeless and claims to have used an unlocked window to get inside. He's now facing several charges, including battery of a law enforcement officer. In Port St. Lucie, Rachel Perry, WPBF 25 News.
Well, he was once someone his students looked up to. Now, Daniel Navarro is out of a job and being called a predator by the Baldwin County District Attorney after an arrest for allegedly having sexual contact with at least 3 of his students. The 46-year-old was booked into the Baldwin County Jail today, charged with 3 counts of sexual contact with a student, all felonies. We're told Navarro was an instructor for years at the Culinary Arts program in Robertsdale as part of the South Baldwin Center for Technology that draw students from around the country. And prosecutors say not all of the victims are from the Robertsdale area.
A violation of trust, violation of everything that young people hold dear. They looked up to him and he betrayed that trust.
Navarro was arrested at his home, then released from jail this afternoon. His release on bond comes with conditions that he doesn't have contact with the victims or anyone under the age of 18, and he must wear a GPS monitor.
Good afternoon. The civil lawsuit filed last week in Cook County Court and follows a criminal case that was filed in August against teacher Dawn Chester, who has also gone by the last names of Anderson and Locke in her life. She taught at Westchester Middle School from 1993 to 2000. Between 98 and 2000, she was the victim's teacher and girls volleyball coach. Detectives in Westchester said Chester started showing personal interest in this student, who was 11 and 12 years old at the time, wrote her dozens of letters and notes, arranged time for them to be alone, and sexually abused her. 2 years into this alleged abuse, the victim's mom found the letters, notified the Westchester Middle School district and the police. In one letter that was dated April 12, 2000, it is written this: "I've officially decided you drive me nuts. How will I possibly last until tomorrow to find out how you are?" Keep in mind, these are letters allegedly written at that time by a 30-year-old teacher to a 12-year-old student. After the mom brought those letters to the school, Dawn Chester was given the opportunity to resign, which she did in 2000. It wasn't until earlier this year, though, that the victim, who's now in her 30s, saw on social media that Chester was now a teacher at nearby Berkeley, Illinois for the last 20-some years, and that is when she went to the police.
These aren't the musings of two teenagers with crushes on each other. This is a grown woman in a position of authority over a 12-year-old girl writing these letters. These letters that continued for multiple years. Let's be perfectly clear. Our client owed this grown woman nothing. What was owed was to our client. What was owed was the protection to be a child, to go to school, to be protected. And that was owed by the Westchester Middle School, by the Westchester School District, and those in a position of authority. And they failed.
In a lengthy statement from August, when the criminal charges were filed, Westchester School District 92.5 said in part, there is no record that the district was contacted by any prospective employer of or provided an employment reference for Ms. Chester. And though current law requires school districts to report allegations of abuse and misconduct, quote, no such requirement was in place in 2000. We'll have much more on these letters and the latest on the criminal case coming up on the news starting at 4 o'clock. For now, we are live in the loop. Sean Lewis, WGN News.
A local teacher and girls soccer coach has been arrested for possession of child pornography. Justin Yasutake was arrested after Arcadia police received a tip that the 39-year-old was inquiring about underage girls on social media and posting lewd photos. A search of his electronic devices uncovered numerous videos and images of underage girls engaged in sexual activity. And because he had access to young girls for 20 years, police are urging anyone with information about any inappropriate behavior to come forward.
The substitute teacher is behind bars, accused of crossing the line with students in 2 Tampa Bay school districts. The teacher made his first appearance in court today in Hillsborough County. There he is facing more charges, though, in Manatee County. As Fox 13's Aaron Mesmer reports for us tonight, investigators are now looking into whether or not there may be more victims.
My first case is page 80, Joseph Pravat.
Hillsborough County prosecutors made it clear to a judge how they view Joseph Pravat.
The state has filed a motion for pretrial detention in this case,
meaning they believe Pravat is too dangerous to be released from jail before his trial. Investigators say he was only on the job as a substitute teacher for a few days in 2 different school districts, but they say that was enough time for him to prey on students.
It displays very low moral character to essentially take advantage of a high school student who can't really make decisions for themselves at this point.
Hillsborough deputies say Pravat was initially working as a sub at Leonard High School in Ruskin from October 1st through the 3rd. Detectives say during that time, the 39-year-old sent inappropriate messages and had sexual interactions with a student. According to the Hillsborough County School District, the education staffing agency that employed Pravat at the time fired him. But somehow, he got a job with a second staffing company that placed him at a Manatee County school later that month. Deputies say he crossed the line on day 1.
He started working in our school district on October 14th, which was the day that he first made contact with our victim.
Manatee detectives say a student connected with Pravat on social media. We're told they interacted for about 2 weeks and he sent her explicit images. Deputies arrested him as soon as they found out.
Anytime that an adult is perceivably preying on a child, we will do whatever we can to expedite that.
A Hillsborough school spokesperson says Pravat knew he was under investigation when he took the second job. The staffing company that placed Pravat in Manatee hasn't yet responded to questions about how he was still able to get that job. Investigators, meanwhile, are focused on the victims they know about and whether there might be more.
If you were in the school district of Manatee County and you encountered this person as a substitute teacher and he reached out to you in the same manner, we need to know.
In Tampa, Aaron Mesmer, Fox 13 News.
Now, Pravat will be held without any bond until at least on Monday, and that's when he'll appear in court again. And then at that time, a judge will determine whether or not he will stay there until his trial or not.
Well, this morning, a substitute teacher is facing some pretty alarming accusations, inappropriate behavior at a South Florida middle school. Well, now Elmer Melendez is behind bars. Melendez worked as a substitute at Palm Springs Middle in Hialeah, and 3 students under the age of 16 told police that Melendez inappropriately touched them at school. Police say it happened between September and November of this year. The 42-year-old was a contractor and not a county employee. Now, we did hear from the school district. Miami-Dade Public Schools released a statement saying in part that Melendez is precluded from serving as a substitute teacher or in any other capacity at the district.
In your Crime Tracker, Shreveport police tell us they arrested former Caddo Parish teacher 60-year-old David Huey on charges of computer-aided solicitation of a minor and indecent behavior with a juvenile. Police say the arrest came after an investigation into inappropriate conduct with a Caddo Parish student. After the investigation, Huey was fired from the school district.
Now get in there!
When you ask me what is wrong, I don't know what to say. I'm scared. I'm confused. What if I told you something happened to me? What if you don't believe me? I'm afraid you will get mad.
Child sexual abuse is hard to imagine when it happens to a child you know, and the abuser knows this. Nobody wants to talk about it. If you learn a child is being abused, step 1, above all else, believe the child. Step 2, seek help immediately by calling the child abuse hotline. 1 in 10 children will be sexually abused before their 18th birthday. Child sexual abuse is in every city, every town, every neighborhood. Prevention is possible. It doesn't take a hero. It takes someone like you learning how to keep a child safe and joining the effort in your community to prevent child sexual abuse.
Because you believe me, I got help. We got help. Now I can be a kid again.
Say, excuse me, Judge. How many times do I need to show these videos until people become aware?
multiple times.
One for a rainbow, one for Amanda.
Who you playing with, sweetie?
Amanda.
Oh, who are you?
I'm Amanda. I'm 6, and I love unicorns.
Sexual predators are seeking kids online.
We don't know Amanda.
Learn how to report abuse at end-violence.org/protect.